welcome in everybody to CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin the Mayor Bryant. We've got some girls lacrosse in front of you here, as you can see on your screen. And now you're looking down on the Eagles' Nest, where the Eagles are taking on crosstown rivals Huron River Rats. Kevin, what are we looking at with this? We saw the records, but we just discovered a little storyline a moment ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got two. Look at this. Freshman keepers. I don't think we've ever done a game here on CTN Sports where we had two freshman keepers. So who's going to step up and be the big lady on campus tonight? And we'll probably see a lot of that, Nick, because it was a little bit of rain before we got going. So the field is a little bit slick down there.
And, I always like to pick a coach's brain about would they prefer to be on slick turf or slick old school grass. And everybody's got a different thought and everybody's got a different feel on it. Personally, I would have rather been on grass than playing on this, but you just never know.
Yeah, and I wonder if also with the weather that played a role early in us even, really doing this game, how's that ball going to be skidding off of that the carpet down there? Well, I mean, is it going to be a challenge, an extra challenge for the keeper, you'd believe?
I would think so too, right? If I'm an attacker or if I'm a midi, even from a position like this, as we see Natalie Cho holding court right out there, even with the long stick, I think a lot of your shots are going to be purposely low and trying to skid that in because it's probably going to do some weird stuff off that bounce.
Yeah, and we've already seen a couple passes go in and out of the crosses, so both teams are going to have to put their thinking caps on while they're sharing the ball because, one quick turnover can lead to a transition goal real fast in this sport.
Yeah, you look to your seniors, you look for your experienced players to step up and show the way for some of the other players that may not have as much time behind them in here. Here we can see number 28, that's Coralie Lopez carrying it in. And there's that low shot I was talking about, and she scores first. First blood for the Rats, low goal for Coralie Lopez.
And just like you said, go downstairs and let that one skip in. And Lopez with the goal did a great job of really eyeballing that one in. The midi junior comes in with the goal to break the ice for the visiting River Rats in the dark jerseys. And that is something that is unexpected because the Rats come in with that record that we noticed, and the Eagles have won their last two matches.
There's Lopez in the mix again. Comes up with it, finds that, sends that one over to Cho. Cho, great job of staying with it. She's got a quick foot about her, but a player right up in her grill. That's Gabriela Arocha, whose name we talked about a little bit last year in the Game of the Week as well.
Yeah, Arocha, she's really good, and we hadn't seen her that much on this side of the field. She's usually on the opposite side of the field, doing a lot of the scoring for the Eagles.
And there's Lopez coming in, save Lavery.
Lizzie, is it Lavery?
I think it's Lavery. I just heard our mainstay PA announcer say Lavery, so I'm just going to go with that.
Nick, not your cousin, but he does a great job on the mic. I always give him kudos because I love the way he brings energy to this high school sports. It's not a boring night when we're over here on Skyline's turf.
Nick exemplifies energy, absolutely. And it doesn't matter what sport it is.
No.
It doesn't matter the time of year. It doesn't matter the weather. That dude is bringing you that same level of intensity for everything. And that's completely admirable for somebody that does this for a job.
Plus, he gives us a bunch of shout-outs throughout the night. I love it.
Tons. Rats scoop this one up again. Moving down into their zone.
That's one of the captains, Lacey Delp.
Delp listed as midi/attacker, gets that one back out to Natalie Cho, and it's been all River Rats so far. They've held court, they've held the offensive zone, they've taken their time looking for the openings that they need.
And usually when our last game, we saw a team pioneer that hadn't had that many games under its belt playing against Dexter. They came out a little bit slow-footed. And you can see the opposite right now with the River Rats. They're coming out really pushing putting all the pressure on these Eagles.
There was Delp with the fake before she got to Lopez. Lopez, low skidding shot, saved once again, though, by Lavery.
Lavery working the things out down low, letting that first goal go through, but now closing that net.
Eagles trying to work it out of their zone. Juliana Bailey now coming up your near side. Once again, nice pass up there to Mackenzie Turriff. Turriff now loses it out of her cross, but it's picked up right in front of the goal mouth by number 27, Molly Greenberg. And now we've got some goalie on the run action.
Yeah, and, Martinez, the goalie for the River Rats, taking it out there. That shows some moxie for a freshman to be doing that outside the cage, right?
Yeah, you don't expect a play quite like that from somebody that young, but that just shows the level of confidence and I guess probably the amount of coaching given to her to give her that confidence. Because I didn't see an air of panic on the sideline from Coach Cho.
Only three freshmen on the River Rats squad, and you got a bunch there over on the Skyline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 freshmen lining up on the varsity for the Eagles.
Either way, it's good to see long benches for both of these squads, though. That shows that these sports, these programs are in a good spot. We've got interest from all these players. There's Cho cutting in, holding high, bounce it in, skips it by Lavery right there. Cho with the second goal for the Rats.
Now Cho happens to be a captain as well, a senior captain, and let's just say that might be the coach's daughter.
I'm going to assume, without knowing, I feel like that's a fairly safe bet. And here we've got a substitution right now. Sophia Pham coming in. And I believe that's Anna Regan on her way out for now.
Yeah, you said both teams have big rosters, but a couple of them, while we were listening to Nick go over the starting rosters, a couple from both squads didn't make the trip.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've seen or talked to from different coaches, whether it's water polo or girls lacrosse. There's a lot going on in the springtime in high school land. So they might be on different teams, they might be in different academic clubs, and it seems like a lot of the smaller sports in the fall or in the spring, are fighting for attention. So maybe some of those players are doing something else this evening.
Another good save there by Tegan Martinez for the River Rats. Upstairs job that time, showing both a lot of versatility in the net.
There's Greenberg away, spinning that one and passing before she gets to Evelyn Shannon. Ball out front of Martinez. Martinez holding strong, though.
Yeah, it looked like Shannon lost it out of her cross right when she was winding up for the backhanded shot. Another one of the freshmen for the Eagles.
And while it is significantly drier, I got to say the wind is definitely picked up.
You can hear it
see,
howling.
yeah, you can hear it howling through here. You can see those ponytails flapping even when they're static. So they're getting some wind down there, and that might be difficult for longer passes or even shorter, more compact passes in the zone.
Samaha there with a great job of using her body and getting her body in between the attacker and scooping up the steal there for the River Rats.
Delp picked that one up off the turf, and she's carrying in long stick. Back into the middle goes Delp. Delp backing herself in.
That's a nice little 30-yard jaunt in there for Delp.
Sequoia Vetter now makes her move into the middle, but stopped quickly. Good defense there by the Eagles. Eagles doing a nice job of not letting these River Rats cut right out in front of their net.
The Rats seem to be like putting together some plays. Every time they get this possession, they are very deliberate of this, sending in a crosser and getting a shot off.
Just like that right there, another quality effort, another quality opportunity for Coralie Lopez.
And that's always a great shot for a righty going cross cage. You get a little bit of torque, extra torque in your shot. Oh, good defense there by 15.
Schreiber was working on bringing that up, but Lopez was not letting that happen. And the River Rats going to try to do a little fast break now. Cho back to Vetter. Vetter spin a Rooney. Oh, I thought she would have had it into the middle. I think she thought there was another Skyline player in front of her.
Again, the River Rats are setting up this offense where they send cutters through right in front of the keeper, and if that opens up something, they'll drop it in. If not, they're waiting for the right shot and not taking a lot of volume shots to start off.
Yeah, the River Rats playing pretty strict man right now. And there's that cut, as you mentioned, right into the middle. Was that Delp, maybe, number 2, cutting in the middle?
Yeah, and they got dealt with a little bit of a slash coming down. That's going to change over the position or possession. But you're right. Delp came through, and she was open. Just couldn't corral that ball right into her cross.
High energy move right into the middle of the enemy territory of the Eagles. Cho, she's adept at getting low and getting that ball off the turf, but she coughs one up there, and the Eagles now trying to transition and get a little offense going on their own. They're not waiting to make something happen. They're going fast break all the way, baby. And there's off to the right. Gabriela Arocha sends it into the middle, and that one gets banged home.
Yeah, I believe that was Greenberg on the one-timer right out front. And that was set up, though, by Arocha getting all of the attention on her. With all that speed you were talking about, all eyes were on her. She got right to the goalie's mouth and then just kind of kept going and flicked it back right to Greenberg for the goal.
And that's just what the doctor ordered for the Eagles. You're already down 2-0, and you haven't had a ton of offensive opportunities. So kudos to those Eagle players for keeping their heads up and taking advantage of the opportunity that was in front of them.
Yeah, didn't want to finish off this first quarter here without getting onto the scoreboard was the Eagles.
2:33 to go, and now the Rats are going to try to come back with something. There's Cho. Initially looked like she was maybe going to try to move into the middle. Instead, she slows it out, pulls back out. They're going to draw those Eagle defenders away from the goal mouth and wait for somebody cutting, like number 5, Chloe Kim right there made that cut. Sophia Pham from behind, couldn't find the cutter in the middle.
I think she kind of overran that pass. It was a good thought, just not execution.
Schreiber brought that one up before sending it number 27, Molly Greenberg. Greenberg, our lone goal scorer for the Eagles, thinking about number 2 right now. Scooped up by Bailey. Bailey up into the middle. It's quick pass right out in front.
What a save. What a save. I mean, maybe could have been a better angled shot, but couldn't have been a better save there for Martinez.
That might have been a youthful pass into the middle. I don't know if the River Rat players weren't ready for it, if that one just doinked off somebody's foot, but now they're forced to play it from behind. And the Eagles, again, with that strong forecheck.
That might be our first penalty. I mean, it looked like that was some contact upstairs, and the ref's just going to give her a free shot.
Addison Peabody starts off with it. She's in position to get moving. Decides to go way wide, right back out front to Arocha.
Not a bad play. Arocha's been the one that's gotten things going with her speed, and that's overall what the MO has been for the Eagles tonight, especially on those transitions. They really have a good job of scooting up the field.
Yeah, it feels like polar opposites from what the River Rats have tried to do versus what the Eagles have done and what they've been successful with. Their best opportunities have been on the run, on the move, quick passes. Might not always be the strongest thing, but they've been rewarded. And here's another opportunity for the Eagles. Golden opportunity with only 30 seconds left. We're going to have a free shot here coming up from Gabby Arocha. Arocha moves in, holds it high, bounces it in low, and that's a goal for the Eagles as they get it even. Gabby Arocha.
Yeah, after that, I mean, you're really digging yourselves in the hole and shooting yourself in the foot if you're the River Rats. Arocha is the one player that you can't give those opportunities to. I mean, she's the one that takes the face off. She's the one that really got the assist on the first goal to Greenberg as well, too, which shows that she is deadly when she's in front of the net.
Yeah, a really interesting, to me at least, a really unique shot, the way she held it so high and then brought that, like pancake slapped it down before it bounced down past the keeper, Tegan Martinez. Eagles now back on the attack for a team that didn't do a whole heck of a lot through the first 6 minutes. They have been circling this River Rat goal. And now only 8 seconds to go. I'm sure that Martinez is just going to sit on it and eat it until the end of the first quarter. As advertised, and that will do it for the first quarter action here on CTN's Game of the Week. Back and forth action, just like we like to see, just like we like to call it, Kev.
It was awesome to see that the River Rats got out to that early start, but this home squad, they really showed some grit, coming back with a lot of team speed and some awesome passing to close out that first period.
More speed, more grit, more a little bit of every sports cliche coming up after this break from CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Are you looking to take your videos from boring to extraordinary? Well, with a little help from editing, you can get there. We'll teach you how to edit footage from our CTN laptops with professional programs like Final Cut Pro. Or we could give you some pointers on basic cell phone editing. If this looks like something you'd be interested in, contact CTN.
Welcome in, everybody. Looking down once again on Skyline High School. We've got some girls lacrosse where the Eagles are taking on the River Rats, and you can see the wind shaking that camera up there a little bit.
I was thinking Katsumi might be flying out onto the field, one of our camera guys up on top. I mean, you could hear him kind of stomping on top of us on top, trying to stay steady up there. But you're right, the wind is blowing.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of weather come through today. Nothing major, obviously, but it was a little rainy before our open and a little windy now, but still plenty of sunlight, and things appear to be drying out. I'm sure the wind is helping with that.
Well, and you called it during our break, the way that the two teams are playing right now, Nick. It is, polar opposites. One wants to put on the gas pedal, and the other one wants to play in the slow lane. And the team that got out to the early lead with the Rats, they were trying to slow things down.
Well, and it was your observation that might have been why.
Could
right?
have been.
They know that this Eagle team is fast-paced, high-flying, for lack of a better term. So they want to get the ball and just take it easy and take their time, not allow the Eagles to utilize that speed in any sort of open field or fast break situation.
Yeah, Rocha has a long stick midi. I know you usually don't have that in a girls' game, but man, her cross looks a little longer than everyone else's out there.
Well, and we, for the goal that she scored too. I mean, maybe that had a little something to do with it. That was the reason that her shot looked that way and was utilized quite that way.
Here we go, another one. Huron keeps putting themselves behind the 8 ball with these penalties.
This will be Heather Schreiberg momentarily getting ready to get her shot away. High one, goes low. But again, these players continue to go for the feet and go for the shins. Nobody's interested in those high shots. A, they've not been terribly successful, have they? And B, it just feels like with the wet turf, that might be the name of the game, at least for another quarter or two here.
And Schreiberg looked like she tried to put a little bit of extra on that one because she overshot the cage.
And you got to wonder also if maybe she didn't get the footing she wanted, right? Maybe that's the thing that made it go just a little high. She couldn't plant those feet and charge forward with her lower body.
Kind of like me on ice.
Just like you on ice, exactly right. Reds now moving into that methodical offense. Nice job finding the cutter right out front. I believe that was Lopez again.
Lopez got the scoring going for the Riverettes in the first period. And that one, again, you saw someone trying to go low and skipping the ball off of this wet surface. A little different style here for the Riverettes. Sorry about that.
No, I was just going to say that's Anna Regan, but keeping it slow based on what they were doing.
Yeah, and they didn't have anyone really cutting through in front of the keeper. Now they have somebody posted right out in front, and that's Lopez, inches away from the keeper.
Yeah, you're right. It seems like their entire method of attack is completely different than what we saw. Now we've got multiple crossers going out front with, I think, Lopez just trying to make a move around those Eagle defenders. She sees it. She finds that opening and slams one through low.
Lopez with her second goal on the night. And that, again, like you said, went right through, almost a 5-hole there, but just a pinpoint effort on the shot. Came from the right side of the keeper and just really kind of even the defender, the Skyline defender, was kind of in the vision of the keeper's way and kind of shielded and kind of screened her off from seeing the total action of that shot.
Yeah, a little bit of a screen, and the chaos that we saw out front, I mean, clearly that was probably what they were going for, and that was the end result.
A little discrepancy on the size there on the shoot-off, the face-off. Roach is kind of smaller going against Lopez, a little bit larger player out there.
Advantage Skyline, though, and one more time, Gabby Rocha quickly moves in the middle, not waiting for any teammates, cuts through, hits low, and another Gabby Rocha goal. No time to breathe before the counterpunch for the Eagles.
Was that a hezzy? Because she gave her a move like she was going to her left and then just burst going to her right side. And then, as opposed to coming around with all of her torque on that shot, she went short side on the keeper, Martinez, right to her left foot and found a little bitty crevice that she snuck that ball through. Throw the records out the window here. You never know what you're going to get again on a crosstown rival.
I don't think you need to throw anything. Just kind of hold it up. The wind's going to let it fly away.
What a pass.
Nice pass right out in the middle. And a goal for the Eagles. Their first lead thanks to, Kenzie Tura.
Yeah, but that was set up from the pass. That pass was pinpoint. Eagles off of the Arocha winning of the faceoff, and then took advantage quickly. And that speed that we've been talking about all match long really showed up there on that play.
Yeah, the Eagles don't waste any time. They don't hesitate. If they see even an inch of an opening, they've been instructed, go for it. Go, 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 see what happens.
These two freshman keepers are seeing a lot of shots now.
Well, and I wonder if that's also part of it for the pregame plan for the Eagles is, hey, they've got a freshman keeper too. Let's just go after it. Throw it out there. What's worse can happen? And the Eagles have proven that that might be the way to go so far. Climbing back into this one, 4-3 lead.
Really peppering the net too. They're not slowing up.
That one over the head of Arocha.
Not too hard to do that. I mean, she's not the larger of the players out there.
Slight of height, but not of heart.
And not of game either. You know, we said her name a couple times. She's got 2 goals and an assist.
Eagles now with possession. Find that player right out front, number 8. That's Juliana Bailey.
Yeah, but broken up there nicely on the play was Lopez playing some defense, getting her cross involved. And look at this. And
here's Martinez again. No fear. Going out, looking for one of those middies. Couldn't find them, but still got it farther enough ahead where she can retreat back to her goal mouth.
Yeah, it just, you know, you would love to see someone catch up with Martinez on her squad because they'll look like Huron has a lot of team speed as much as the goalkeeper does.
Yeah, and I feel like every time Martinez does that, everybody's just kind of watching her do it, right? And instead of leading the rush, leading the flock, everybody's just seeing where she goes.
Man, Lopez just has Arocha bouncing off of her several times there on the attack. And stay in play? No, it didn't.
That's Evelyn Shannon right along the end line trying to bring it in, but couldn't do it. Now Lacey Delp back into the action for the Rats.
No time.
Delp taking a bit of a page from the Eagles book, and we've got celebrations, but no official word.
That one made it in? Wow, it kind of
that was
out of position there by the ref, but he's going to call that one a
goal. Lacey Delp wisely saw her opening, cut straight through, did not wait for her teammates, as we were talking about, like, hey, if you guys are going to stand around, let me go. She looked up and she noticed the Eagles players a little bit on their heels, a little bit out of position, and went for it.
Both squads are just, if one team scores, the other team scores 4-4, and I mean it is just back and forth action here. I mean, this is the way we like to see it on our games of the week.
Yeah, no time to get up and go get some Funyuns or some popcorn. You got to get glued in.
Why is the ref? Oh, okay. I thought the ref near side had a ball, but he has the backup ball. We'll just call it that.
Replacement.
Good job there by Lopez. Rocha just won't let her go there.
No, Lopez doing a great job of shielding and keeping that away and trying to just slowly push into the offensive zone. But you're right, Arocha all in her grill the whole way.
Yeah, and even if the Eagles aren't possessing the ball and pressing it upfield, their defense is swarming, which is speeding up the River Rats, who wants, like you've been saying, to play a little bit slower, a little bit methodical, and get into actually a good set play before they're unleashing a shot.
There's Turf, our most recent Skyline goal scorer. She's going to bring it in, try to find somebody out in the middle. But instead, she's going to take one to the dome and get knocked to the turf. This has got to be a penalty on the Rats, though.
You think? I mean, Lopez just put her down on her backside with a two-handed check.
Clock continues to wind down, but it's going to be Mackenzie Turf with an open free shot here. Tegan Martinez takes a step back, down low though, goal by Turf.
Doubling up on the action and then tying Arocha for the second goal off of the penalty. And that's, again, Nick, the second time we've mentioned it. Once Huron puts themselves in these penalty resets, they're not doing Martinez any favors.
So the Eagles, after a sluggish start, coming back extra strong. They seem to have figured out exactly what they want to do against this River Rat team.
Yeah, and that's put the foot on the gas pedal and press the action, because each time that they possess the ball, they're wasting no time of getting into their offensive zone.
Yeah, I'm curious if maybe they don't have as large of a selection of offensive play sets as the Rats do. I'm sure they've got a few, but it might just be a little bit more of the old school 80s Lakers. Just run and gun. Just go.
Love that.
Guarantee you anybody down in the field that hears an 80s Lakers reference is just begging to call me Grandpa.
Well, yeah, you're not even Gen X if you're calling out the Lakers. I mean, you're definitely dating us up here, because I was right along the side of you cheering. That's what the Pistons might need to do tonight.
Yeah, get out and run, absolutely. And there's another get out and run. Answered goal. Answered goal for the Rats. The Rats tie it up at 5 now.
Is that Lopez again? Oh, that was 19 on the goal there.
Is that Sequoia Vetter, I believe?
I think so. And finally get somebody that is not a senior for the River Rats scoring a goal. And that was something that we hadn't seen as far as the River Rats, really getting into their zone and pressing the action very quickly.
So a lot of goals from a lot of different players. We're seeing not just one person keyed in there, but multiple aspects of an offense here from both squads.
And it really comes from that offensive face-off. Whoever's winning it can get their team inside their offensive zone, and has been very successful. And that's really not to be unexpected when you have two freshman keepers.
Turf got that one down to Greenberg. Greenberg scored a goal. It feels like a million years ago now, but it wasn't that long ago. Greenberg continues to back it in before doing a skyhook goal.
Well, Greenberg did a slam dunkaroo on that one, just right over the top of both Delp and then as well as Martinez in the cage. That one just stayed upstairs on the top shelf.
Yeah, one of the few higher shots that we've seen here this evening.
A lot of moves before the shot as well. She was rocking and forth, going back, kind of deking which way she wanted to go, and you thought Delp was doing a great job on the defense, just couldn't get her cross up there to deflect that shot in any direction.
All right, the Eagles crawl back to a 1-goal lead, but the Rats with possession off of that face-off.
And that's been the key the last couple goals. Who's winning the face-off? They can get it down into their zone. I haven't seen an underhanded pass like that.
Yeah, the old scoop, the old shuffle pass down in there.
And they needed that one. Cho needed to do one there, because she kind of put some zip on that pass.
Way too close for a pass of that pace. There's Cho looking into Lopez. Lopez from way downtown. I'm sorry, that's Vetter right there.
And again, do you see the change-up of the Huron attack? At first, it was just one person weaving in front of the keeper. Now they have multiple.
There's Vetter, begins to cut in, waiting for one of those players to slash out in front of the goal, like you mentioned. Cho finds that player cutting into the middle, but a nice job defensively getting that cross in there and slapping that one down.
Hadn't seen too much defense in this match.
There it is. Feel free to fast forward to this point in the game if you're looking for some tough defense and necessary defense when you're up by a goal.
And then we call it back-to-back. Lopez on the steal there. Quick transition for the River Rats.
Lopez, nice move, cutting it back into the middle. Now she's lefty, scores. Coralie Lopez puts another one past Lavery.
hat trick there in the first half for Lopez, and she's done a great job of scoring on all different sides of Lavery. And that time she came short side to the left of the keeper, and after the steal, took it into her own hands to put it into the net.
Yeah, Lopez did a great job of assessing what that defense was giving her, and made that first move was really where that one started.
Neither team can really separate themselves from either. I mean, both of these, it's goal for you, goal for me.
Yeah, the Rats got off to that 2-goal lead, but since then, you're right, it's been punch, counter punch. There's Arocha smoothly takes that one from the air.
Watch how fast this Eagles team gets into their attack.
Greenberg tried to send it into the middle. Ball still on the turf. We've got players just trying to, like, dink it in right in front there. I believe that's Kate Shinsky, I think, right in the middle.
Yeah, and they tried to scoop it in front of Martinez, but Martinez had her cross to deflect it just to the outside of the cage.
There's Delp one more time, carrying through. Nice slash from behind. Molly Greenberg, adept play with her cross.
Doing both on the offense and defensive side is Greenberg. Look at Arocha.
Arocha just cuts through several players, even one of her own players. Bounce in front, and that one finds the back of the net. Gabby Arocha to give the Rats the lead back. I'm running out of space on my sheet here.
Yeah, I mean, Arocha did a great job of keeping up with it, and it's the Eagles that, come in, and she kind of doubled up. Went downstairs on Martinez. Martinez tried to kick that one away, but could not slow the momentum of the ball, which trickled into the net for Skyline.
So 7-6 lead now for the home Eagles. 1:57 to play here in this first half. Game of the week living up to its name, I'm happy to say, this evening on Monday night in Southeast Michigan.
And both of the center attackers for each squad have gotten their 3 goals in. So they do the face-offs, and they get 3 goals here in the first half.
Yeah, it feels like less of a niche position where in men's lacrosse, a lot of times you'll see the face-off guy take the face-off and then run off.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even go and switch up the
specialist
sticks.
kind of.
Yeah, exactly right. Whereas this, we want our most adept, savvy player in there, taking the face-off, sticking in there, leading the attack.
Vetter, Sequoia, playing like a tree, just banged into that Eagles player and went right down, and Vetter will still get the opportunity for the penalty.
Let's see Vetter warming that up. Couple of shots, fake side, goes high, and a goal for Sequoia Vetter. Ties this one up at 7.
My goodness. When we started talking before the match and we said we've never, ever had a tie or this kind of game go into overtime, I was like, man, there's no jinx in this. And everybody was screaming at me. A couple of parents looked up at the box, too. We're on our way.
A lot of game left to be played, but I don't see, and hopefully this isn't a jinx, I don't see either team running away with this one.
Not at all.
I foresee a lot of punch, counter punch. Both of these teams seem to be hitting their stride right on time now.
And again, we keep mentioning it, but when you have freshmen that hadn't seen a lot, especially for the River Rats, this Martinez is only her 5th game in the cage. So this is really, just growing up in front of you.
Rocha up to Greenberg, looking to find Evelyn Shannon. Shannon can't quite come up with that one, and that one's going to roll to the hill.
Yeah, I think Shannon, she put on the gas, and she needed to be slowed down in first gear because Greenberg had her. Shannon just went right towards the net without the ball in the cross.
Lacey Delp now to Lopez. Lopez with a Lopey pass up ahead. That was an interesting technique, interesting form. I like that, though.
She's got a lot of oomph in that shot. That pass. That traveled at least 35 yards in the air.
And it didn't look like she put tons of power into it. It was all in her wrists and all of her forearms.
Nice flick action.
Yep.
Well, we don't see this too often.
Time out to tie your shoe. Safety first, kids. Allie Rothenberg down there.
She'll have to reset after resetting her feet.
Footwear's good to go.
Oh, there's a
And
good
even after
shot.
that, just a nice job of getting a little bit of some physicality in there right at the 45-yard line.
Willa Darling on the defense there.
Now another steal with only 22 seconds left to go. Eagles pressing the attack, trying to make something happen. Evelyn Shannon looking for Arocha. Now picked up by Cho. She's wondering if she can make it up the field in this last 9 seconds, but instead, we might have a bit of a stalemate here. Gabby Arocha says, no stalemate. We're going in. I'm going to try to get one last shot in with these last 2 seconds. Arocha into the middle. Save Martinez right at halftime. I expect nothing less from Game of the Week halftime.
Well, I was just going to mention the hand-eye coordination of Arocha, but let's go to Martinez for eyeballing that one out and playing it through the whistle or the horn. Either way, we got a good match here going into the second half.
A lot of momentum up here in the booth, in the truck, and of course down on the field. Stick around from CTN Sports Game of the Week. Second half action coming up right after this.
I'm Dana Denha, host of Ann Arbor's news magazine program, FYI. Tune in every week for new episodes featuring a variety of topics on the city and county.
Hi, I'm Mitch with CTN. Did you know CTN is available on both Android and iOS platforms for free?
That's right. You can find us on the Cablecast app. Just look up CTN and all your favorite local programs are right at your fingertips. But that's not all. CTN is also on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. If this is for you, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Then navigate to the About tab for instructions on how to set it up on your device. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch our live meetings and all of our CTN-produced programs at youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. So come watch CTN, where we aim to connect, create, and communicate.
For the first time since 1989, the men's basketball team celebrated a national championship. This group set themselves among the greatest Michigan teams of all time by going 37-3 and 19-1 in the Big Ten this year. After 37 years, the men's basketball team finally delivered another national championship. I talked to fans before the parade to reflect on the championship season.
Because it's been so long. Like, I remember watching the championship games in 92, 93 with my dad, and we lost, but it took a while, but we're here now. I get a chance to share this experience with my son. Hopefully he grows up to be a Michigan fan, and I'm excited.
There's just been so much hype around this team. Like, everyone's been talking about it the entire season. Everyone's, Michigan's gonna get it all, like, the entire year. It's been really exciting. Everyone had really, really high hopes for this group.
I had them all the way in my bracket, so it's not too much of a surprise, but I mean, watching them get past Arizona, that was I think that's what really secured the national championship.
There's been no kind of seed of a doubt with the way we've been winning, and I think that it's good. It brings positive attention, and I think that it also brings business to all the businesses and everything around here, so that's good.
A gorgeous spring day brought out Michigan fans of all ages, from the rooftops to the streets, including a Michigan sports celebrity.
Thank the team, not only Coach Dusty and all the players, but for us fans and alumni, just it's really a great time for us to have the camaraderie and be able to be an alumni and support of the Block M and Michigan winning the national championship. It's tough in basketball, especially after 37 years. It's nice to be back and be on top.
Some fans I talked to feel the team can make it back to the Final Four, which will be hosted just down the road in Detroit next year. One thing's for sure, everywhere you went, the phrase of the day was,
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go
blue.
Go blue! Go blue!
Go blue.
Go blue!
Go blue!
Reporting for CTN, I'm Ryan Smith.
Offensive explosion
Goal!
in that first half. 7-7 as of right now as we look down from Skyline High School. Eagles taking on the River Rats. 7-7, right?
I mean, it's been non-stop scoring action. If you're a fan of defense, this match is not for you. I mean, both teams have been stellar. Once they gain possession and they get into that offensive zone, we've seen shots from all kinds of angles, and not too many. I would say Skyline has gotten the best as far as the penalty shots, but other than that, I mean, both squads have just been scoring from all kinds of angles, Nick.
Well, and it was really interesting, too, the way that when this game started, the Rats got off to a quick start, but they were playing extra slow, very methodical, waiting for their chances. Skyline came back with a flurry of goals.
Exactly.
And then I feel like the Rats said, okay, let's do
play
that too.
way too. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they did not, the River Rats slow down on their attack, just like this. Once they gain possession, whoever gets the ball into that, I'd say that inside the 30-yard line, they're shooting and they're scoring. The percentage of goals off of shots is high today.
Yeah, we haven't seen a ton of rebounds. You're right. If a shot is being taken, it's precision, it's well placed, and it's found the back of the net.
And a lot of the shots early were on the bounce shots, and I got to slow down because here comes Achoya.
Arocha cuts that one through. Yeah, it seemed like she was holding it up high, but we've seen some players, even from that angle, still bounce it down right along the ankles, regardless of where they're holding the cross up.
This is the longest possession the Eagles have had all night.
Yeah, you might be right. Arocha cuts out through the middle, skating by, and that one finds the back of the net. Gabby Arocha breaks the tie early here in the second half.
Not surprising. Arocha was eyeballing the net the entire possession, and then she used her speed that time and kind of got right in front of Martinez, and almost, if she could have, she would have backhanded it, but she kind of just turned her whole body backwards before she unleashed that shot and goal.
Yeah, and I've got to wonder if this River Rat defense needs to come together, talk about their communication a little bit, and maybe even discuss the fact of let's get a little more physical. We're bigger than them. This River Rat team has a definitive size advantage, offensive and defensively. Maybe it's time to start using it.
Yeah, exactly, that you're seeing on the face-offs there with Lopez. But I don't know if they can keep up with the team speed that the Eagles are unleashing. They're just flying inside, and once they do, look at Arocha. She gives you a couple moves, and she's not done yet.
Arocha did a great job of showing to that. Cuts in, out a little bit before spinning back in and slamming down her fifth goal of the evening.
Yeah, it's a fifth goal and 6 point because she had an assist earlier on one of the goals. And are we getting a time out there by the Rats to kind of slow things down?
It seems like the perfect time for it, right? You're down 2 goals. We've played less than 2 minutes in this half, coming in off a tied halftime. You've got to slow your girls down and have a chat with them.
Yeah, and I really think that it has to do with before the ball gets in front of Martinez. You got to do a better job, Rats, if you're going to help out your keeper by doing a better job of what you were saying, Nick, putting a body on a body, maybe dislodging the ball out of the cross before Arocha can get into her scoring or prowess inside that 10, 15-foot yard marker, because she's just unleashing shots after shots, and they're going downstairs now.
Well, and you just used the word that I was thinking is talking a little bit more, that communication. Even if you aren't like laying like the wood on one of these other players, everybody needs to be communicating so that you can double that person up, cut them off before they get to that spot, and that's got to be a team effort. One person ain't going to do it.
No, and like you're saying, and maybe the team effort we've been having all season long is this right here, this schedule. I love it.
It's been quite a schedule. We've had some great games. Game of the Week has been living up to its name, and we've still got a lot of spring left. Actually, we don't have a lot of spring left. We've got a lot of games left.
Yeah, we're at the midway point here, and we've had a lot of scoring. If you can look it over to your far right, a lot of these games are going deep as far as the scorekeeper is concerned. They're running out of pencil.
So we've got lacrosse here tonight, and then we've still got 3 more soccer matches coming up. Just bang, bang, bang before the end of this one.
Yeah, and I like to see that a lot of them out of the 3, we're only going to catch one that's an out-of-town game, so we'll be able to determine who is the king of the pitch or the queen of the pitch, because we got girls soccer coming up over the next 3 matches.
We will see a true city champion here on CTN's Game of the Week.
Largest lead of the night for the Eagles.
Yeah, 2-goal advantage, but it's safe to say this is one of those where no lead is safe.
Not at all. And it starts right here. Can Huron gain the possession off of the faceoff?
Rocha and Lopez, as it's been all game, up high. Rocha, with her speed, gets down there. And again, Rocha usually does a really nice job of scooping that off the turf. Instead, she sends it over to Schreiber, who also can't come up with it, and then we've got a player on the turf.
Yeah, and I don't know if that person had the ball at all, but took a bad tumble there going down. Who is that? Is that Cho?
Tough to see that. I do believe that's Natalie Cho, though.
So I wonder, will they award her a possession, because she didn't have the ball at all. She just did go down hard, and it does look like Huron's going to take over. Thumbs up to the sideline.
Yeah, but you're right. It didn't feel like they had possession, per se. Nonetheless, the Rats get it. Cho gets that one into Anna Regan.
A little extra pep in the step for the Eagles.
Yeah. There's a Rocha with a long pass into the middle, number 27, Molly Greenberg. Greenberg a couple of goals here this evening as well, and she's looking for possibly number 3 as she just continues to skate past every single Rat before the ball bounces out of her cross and scooped up by Tegan Martinez.
Look at Martinez. She's beating at least a couple of the middies up the field, showing her wheels.
But it's so, and here's the thing, obviously, I wonder if the Eagles are even like, hey, just keep going. Willing to see how far she will go. And Martinez probably found that line that shall not be crossed right there.
Good pass.
Good pass out in the middle. Doinks away from the cutter in front for the Rats, but the ball's still bouncing around. No possession for either squad before that one goes to the left of Elizabeth Lavery.
I think that was Beach inside trying to gather the pass from Lopez, and it went off the top of her cross, and she just could not put it into the netting.
Eagles back with the possession. Running, flinging Evelyn Shannon there cross field to Gabriela Rocha.
Really shifting the defense with those cross-field passes.
Rocha, no desire to go up the wing. She cuts right back into the middle. It's just her office, that 15 meters in front of the net and in. And now Rocha, upcoming opportunity. See her in that starter's position, waiting for the whistle. A couple of steps in, goes low, but a save from Tegan Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez got her cross down and did a great job of anticipating that shot from Arocha, and awesome job of blocking it and triggering this transition.
And a play like that might be just what this River Rat team needs to turn things around and get the momentum back on their side. And there's Lopez, flings that one over the head of Lavery.
And Lavery even kind of used the crossbar on that as well, too. She got up and really covered the top of the cage, and it looked like it even banged off of that top crossbar.
Eagles now, as usual, anxious to get it as far away from their zone as quickly as humanly possible. Arocha now getting a little bit of the business from Delp. Delp forces her back to the middle. Arocha, nice job of shaking the defender, but ends up losing the ball. Delp pulls back into her defense.
What a
defense
pass.
Positioning before Arocha sends it forward to Mackenzie Turriff.
And Turriff lost her footing there and lost all of her momentum going towards the cage as well.
Turriff's buried a couple so far here tonight. She's probably got more damage on her mind. Kate Sold, that's a new name that we haven't seen too much of as of yet, but another save by Tegan Martinez. Martinez might be just what the doctor ordered here for Huron.
Yeah, Martinez will be awarded the ball. She came out of the cage and did a great job of putting her cross and body to take away that effort.
I was just going to say, I want to see her make a move. Go for it. But she is stopped by Arocha. Arocha is not having that mess right in front of her.
She learned her lesson. Fast learner there, student for the freshman keeper for the Riverettes.
Well, wise play, right? So I'm going to try this, but Arocha stepped into her, and Martinez said, okay, now let me just let my outside players do this, the ones that are supposed to be doing this.
Folks, that is not two number 14s out there. Arocha's just everywhere. She has so much energy and speed and endurance. She's playing both on the offense and defensive end. Stellar performance so far tonight.
And endurance is definitely the word, too, because I do not believe she's come out of this game yet.
Not at all.
She is just back and forth. She's in the mix on both ends, like you said. 5:29 to go here in this third period. Clock continues to click down while Lacey Delp gets ready for her free shot in front of Lavery.
This is big.
Delp left leg extended, took a stutter step
I think
because
there
the
was
official stutter stepped.
Yeah, and that was a false start by the Eagles trying to jump the whistle.
Delp getting ready to start it once again. Couple of steps. High shot from the side. Bounces low, though, and that gets by Elizabeth Lavery, and the River Rats pulled within one.
Huron needed that goal, second of the night for Lacey, and she came in with a really strong effort on that shot.
Yeah, she held that cross high but brought it down quickly. You could see that was sort of coming the way that she started out from that free shot.
I was just watching out onto the field with the captain, Arocha, speaking with the official, talking about the shot. She didn't agree that was a clean shot going in. And I said that she's been everywhere on the field, even working the officials.
Little bit of politicking as well. I'm surprised she has the breath to discuss that with the official as well. But Gabby Arocha, like you said, doing a little bit of everything for the Eagles, which is exactly what you want from your captains.
Looks like there's too many players out there for Huron. No. They were just over the 30-yard line, the starting point for the defenders.
These Eagles are just a little antsy. Antsy on the free shots, antsy on the face-offs.
Well, actually, that attacker was on the wrong side of the field.
That was a rat.
Yeah.
That was a rat on the wrong side. Well, now that we've got that all squared away, everybody's where they're supposed to be. High fling up and received there by Natalie Cho. Cho tries to get that one in the middle. That one knocked out of her cross, but we've got a whistle.
This will be big. This is what Huron needs right here. Get right back into it.
Natalie Cho, free shot incoming. And you're right, this is huge for the River Rats, and this is one of the people that you really want to have the ball in their cross right now.
Yeah. Daughter of the coach, captain, leader of the squad.
Cho takes a couple of steps before she runs into those Skyline defenders. That one off the top crossbar, though.
Goalie's best friend back into the play there. Lavery did a good job of breaking and taking away the angle. But you're right, that crossbar did the brunt of the work.
And not only did it do the work, but it doinked that rebound out a solid 15, 20 meters. And now the Eagles back on the attack. So quick to go back onto the attack. Out front, missed shot there was Molly Greenberg.
Yeah, but I think that was really precipitated by the defense there. You know, getting her cross up and not giving any opening was Martinez.
That one goes flying over a whole scrum of players. Picked up down low initially by Anna Regan. That one hit the turf, but she stays with it. That's what you got to do, kids. This is the fundamentals. Even if the ball gets popped out or knocked out,
never
get
give
your
up.
head down. Exactly right. Stay with it. Chances are the momentum is going your way, and you've got the best look and best angle on it.
Well, there was
Never
some
give up
cradles
on
and
it.
some moves there by Delp trying to get back into the play. She'll be awarded the ball at midfield.
2:58 to go here in this third period. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and joining us. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin the Mayor Bryant. Back and forth action all night long, Kevin.
Non-stop, really. I mean, from the beginning, opening goal there by the opening possession by the River Rats, and we can't get a minute in between a goal.
And there's Corlai Lopez again. We haven't talked about her in a hot second, it feels like, but she's making herself right back at home in front of the net.
And that one's going to be a big opportunity to tie things up here from Lopez. And that was a penalty against Arocha on the attack, on the defense, I should say.
Here she comes. Easy shot in. Almost nonchalant shot when coming in. Great save by Lavery.
Yeah, the quickie shot found the crossbar. And, you know, that one, again, second opportunity for the River Rats has been stymied by the post.
Rats maintain possession, though.
Good forechecking by the River Rats on this possession. Now that was a little force of a pass inside.
There's Arocha in the middle of things, as per usual. She can't scoop it up, but she's doing a great job of just getting her cross down there and mucking things up, not letting anybody else get it.
Yeah, and it looked like Lopez was trying to do a little bit of a chip shot, trying to skip it over off of the ground, and didn't even get it totally into her cross before she was just kind of like you're saying, shoving it towards the net.
Yeah, one of those little pop shots they're trying to pull off. 1:13 now to go here in this third period. Rats would love to even this one up before the fourth quarter starts. There's Cho methodical, looking for, I believe that was Delp coming up the middle.
Oh, and they're going to call that one on Huron.
And the Eagles won't even hesitate. They won't think twice before bringing this one up. There's Turf, receives that one in the middle, muscling her way forward, trying to get away from that player, but an excellent job defensively of just pushing her off, nudging her away from that straightaway goal line.
And that was Emma Delp on that play. Her sister has been involved in the offensive action.
Eagles had possession. I think that was Evelyn Shannon holding it, and we might have a Shannon free shot coming up here.
See if Martinez can bring out some more magic that she's done a lot of opportunities to slow down the attack.
Shannon stutter steps a couple of times. I don't think, that was definitely not the power shot that she needed. Her feet were very close together when that ball left her step.
Yeah, a couple defenders actually looked like they deflected that shot, so it wasn't a full-fledged power effort into the net.
And that will do it for third period here from Skyline High School, where the Eagles maintaining just the slightest of advantages over the River Rats. But we'll see what the fourth period has to say about this one on CTN Sports Game of the Week. Okay, no time to talk and set this up, but needless to say, there is still 2 seconds left in the third period here, and we've got a ball right out in front of the Huron goal.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be Turf on the penalty shot. The ref was talking to both teams, and we're still got a little bit of action here in the third period.
Right, you are. Turf with the ball. Yeah, there was quite a confab once we thought the third period was over. The official did a great job of bringing in every coach, all the captains, and thoroughly explaining to them what was going on. He didn't explain to us, so we're just kind of inferring what's happening. But the board says third quarter, 2 seconds left. We'll see what Turf can do here with these 2 seconds. And she bounces that one out. Rebound right out in front. The Eagles scoop that one up, but that will allegedly do it for third period action. And I think, listen, maybe we hold on for a minute, because I don't know if there will be any actual time, or if they're just going to jump right into it.
Yeah, they do have 2 on the clock, so they might run it down like a normal breakage time there, because both coaches didn't have an opportunity to really talk to their squad. So I think we are going to get a regular end of the period break here.
So everybody gets a chance to redo that end of the third period, us as well. So let's take a break. We'll figure everything out and hopefully get back with you with a exciting fourth period coming up here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
I'm Shoshana Lenski, Executive Director of the Ann Arbor Sustainable Energy Utility. In Ann Arbor, we're proud to be building a better future. We do that by first acknowledging and then tackling some of the hardest challenges that our community faces, including the need for a rapid and just transition in our local energy systems. That's why Ann Arbor created the Sustainable Energy Utility, or SEU. In November 2024, Ann Arbor voters overwhelmingly authorized the creation of the SEU, a bold new model for delivering clean, resilient, and affordable energy throughout our community. The Sustainable Energy Utility is a supplemental, optional, and 100% renewable municipal utility service. Residents and businesses who sign up for the Sustainable Energy Utility will receive clean energy solutions like rooftop solar panels, battery energy storage, and geothermal heating and cooling. The city will own, install, and maintain these systems, just like how other utilities own and operate power plants, water systems, and other infrastructure. There will be no upfront costs to customers. You'll simply pay a monthly bill to the SEU for the energy services that you choose. Our community has made an ambitious commitment to climate action and carbon neutrality, and the SEU is one of our tools to help achieve that. Local renewable energy reduces pollution from power plants and from combustion in our own homes, leading to a healthier quality of life today and for the next generation. The SEU model also supports equitable and affordable access to clean energy for residents who need it the most, but have often been left out of the energy transition. For example, the SEU is excited to work with property owners and tenants to bring clean energy to rental housing. And our first pilot operations are beginning in the Bryant neighborhood, an area of the city made up of modest homes and giant community spirit, where many residents are energy burdened. The SEU's solar installations will reduce their energy bills while helping the neighborhood achieve its goal of carbon neutrality. If you're interested in receiving clean energy services from the Sustainable Energy Utility at your home or business, please express interest today. We're gearing up to serve residents across the city in 2027. At a2seu.com, you can express interest and learn more with no commitment today. The future of energy lives here!
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I was a little distracted. I was just catching up on some reading. It's the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code. There's some really good stuff in this book. But anyways, speaking about being distracted, I'm Officer John Gilby from the Ann Arbor Police Department. And if you have a minute, I'd like to talk to you about the dangers of distracted driving. Did you know that last year alone there were more than 15,000 crashes caused by distracted driving? When you're out there and you drive distracted, you don't just put yourself at risk, but you put the passengers in your car, pedestrians, and cyclists at risk too. In the summer of 2023, Michigan's hands-free driving law went into effect. The law made it illegal for drivers to use their phones while driving, and that include while being stopped at red lights or stop signs. The only exemption to this law is if you're calling or texting 911 in case of an emergency. So please, keep our community safe, keep your phones down, and focus on the road. Stay safe, Ann Arbor.
In Ann Arbor, we're working to build a better future for our community and planet. The new Ann Arbor Sustainable Energy Utility delivers reliable, clean energy to you using renewables that are earth-friendly, affordable, and resilient to grid disruptions. We'll help you choose the right solution and install it at no upfront cost. Your new clean energy will help reduce bills from your current utility. Clean, connected, local, affordable. The future of energy lives here.
And here we go, start of the fourth quarter for real this time.
Sounds like we did this already.
This is a little bit of deja vu. No jinx involved, but this will be the start of the fourth and final quarter here from Skyline Stadium, from the Eagles' nest. Again, back and forth. That period, though, Kev, a little more subdued.
Yeah, and the ending of it, that final 2 seconds was huge for the River Rats staying in this match and not allowing Skyline to take any momentum going into this fourth period. Tegan Martinez did a great job of stopping that shot.
Yeah, we've seen Martinez come up big when necessary. I know she's let 9 by her, but in a game like this, that's going to happen, right? Like, you're not pitching a lot of shutouts here. But it's about coming up big when necessary, and maybe was not anything bigger than that last 2 seconds.
No, huge, and this is what the Rats have to do. Get back into their scoring groove. Can anybody pick up the ball?
Yes, the answer is yes. Thanks to Sophie Youngman, I believe, pulled that one up and got things moving. Youngman, that's one of the first times we've called her name this evening. So some fresh legs comes up with it before getting it ahead to Juliana Bailey. And you know who oh, never mind. There she is.
Yeah,
I was going to say, maybe Arocha's finally getting a little bit of a breather, but no, she was just kind of bringing up the caboose there before they get her. She makes her moves, cuts through 2 of those defenders, bounces it in.
Goal.
And the official says a goal. Gabby Arocha.
That's her 6th goal on the night, 7th point on the night. It's been all the Arocha show.
2-goal lead as of right now for the Eagles. Anything can happen, but 2 goals feels like a lot right now where this game has been all game long.
Yeah, and you saw how Arocha was taking her time on that attack, and then she just had a burst of speed. I mean, she just never goes empty on the gas.
Well, she came out of nowhere. I maintain I had no idea where she was. They sent it off to her, and then she was just 0 to 100. There's Arocha one more time, this time coming from the left, the lower portion. She's got Turf in the middle. Turf receives that one. High shot, blocked right up out front, though.
And I think that was a quick whistle, though. I don't know if that was going to be an offsides or if that's going to be a penalty for a defensive penalty, which will actually, yes, give action to Turf for a penalty shot.
Turf really dangerous on these free shots. You don't want to let a player with her kind of power get out there, shuffle in, and flings one just to the left of Martinez.
Martinez is really diamond in the rough. I mean, you said it. She's given up double-digit goals, but she's has some amazing saves. So that a little bit of a trippums.
Yeah, you're not gonna get away with that. Even if you fall after the player you knock down, you're still getting that penalty.
Can't play that one.
Worth a try, though.
Yeah.
Always worth a try. Like I'm getting a penalty anyway.
That was Beach on the trip. Legs got tangled up there, but this is going to go back to the Eagles.
Eagles continue keeping that pressure on. Evelyn Shannon tried to make the cut through, her body got low, but her stick seemed to get higher somehow, but couldn't quite squeak by that River Rat defense. And now we're going to have another free opportunity for the Eagles. couple of quick steps before a power low shot scoots by Martinez. And Martinez, aside from stopping things, she seems to do a really good job of cutting off the angles correctly.
I agree. She came out of the cage 2 steps out and really gave a bad angle for the attacker, Shannon.
Eagles maintain possession, though, keeping the pressure on Martinez and the Rats. We got a whistle just before that shot. Head official Foley called that one off.
Yeah, now it's not going to be another penalty shot. This one's going to be by 19, it looks like. Oh, actually, no, it's going to be by 11.
Heather Schreiberg. Schreiberg trying to find out exactly where that left foot is allowed to be. She knows how to take a couple of quick stutter steps. I think that ball got out of her net just a little too fast and hit the turf a little earlier than she would have liked. So again, maybe just finding the correct footing down there is not happening right now.
Yeah, threw her hand-eye coordination off. She was more worried about her feet than she was about the ball into the netting. And there's some tough action there on Delp. That was, looked like she broke a nail. Looked like she looked down at her hands because that was a big check.
Almost through the passing lane there were the Eagles. They're trying to keep up as much pressure as possible. No quarter for these River Rats. Eagles keeping this 2-goal lead. Ball pops out. Hits the turf. We got another whistle.
Well, ref's whistle's coming fast and furious right now. He's talking to, I believe that's Coach Drucker for the Eagles, trying to explain the foul. Can't be too much once you gain possession of the ball, right?
There's a Rocha again with speed around a few of those defenders. She is just sniffing out that goal, but a great job by the River Rats. Not one defender, not two defender, minimum of 4 closed in on a Rocha.
I think it's anybody but a Rocha defense now.
Yeah, you might be onto something, but it's still easier said than done.
Yeah, because you don't want to drift off of the person you're guarding, because the Rocha's, she's deft with finding her open player as well, too, with 1 assist on the goal to Greenberg.
Eagles appear to be taking their time. For one of the few times this game, they're taking their time. Obviously up by 2, no rush. So they're going to put the onus on the River Rats to come out and try to make something happen.
Why wouldn't you?
Schreiberg holding that one before we get another whistle coming in from the bottom of your screen. We have seen entirely too much of the back of the head here in this period. It was. We talked about how little we were talking about officials the first 3 periods, and it feels like they're making up for it here in the fourth.
I thought he was landing a plane there for a second there, all the movements he was doing.
It definitely brought me back to my Metro Airport days. Eagles, nice job finding that player right out in front. Quality pass, quality reception there from Molly Greenberg, but can't find the back of the net. And here comes Martinez. We've seen this more than once tonight. Martinez trying to make something happen, but she hits the turf. And now we'll see if the Eagles can turn around. Put a 10 on that circus. Of course they find a way to get it back to Arocha. Why wouldn't you? Arocha looking to her right, but 2 River Rat defenders pushing her off and then back. 5 minutes to go here in this 4th period.
Man, that was right off the knee.
And while action is happening, it's fast and furious.
Yeah, and that Martinez really giving it up for her team. And that looks like it's going to be a timeout for the River Rats, and that's exactly what's needed. Slow the action down so the Rats can set something up for this final 5:38.
Yeah, but you can't take too long. And I know you can score quickly, and I know that the Rats have definitely shown that they can score quickly, but man, I feel like maybe I had a little too much caffeine this afternoon, but I feel like there should be some urgency here for the Rats.
It definitely has to be, because it seemed like this entire period has been on the defensive end for the River Rats. They've taken a couple penalties, and despite some good net keeping going by Martinez, they haven't just been able to dial up any type of offense.
Well, and we saw even Martinez try to get something going there, but her patented "I'm going to run out 40, 50 meters" was also stymied by that Eagle defense.
Yeah, probably was a Rocha as well on that play there, just putting her onto her backside. Nice shot of the lights there, pulling out, seeing a little prism shining down on the two folks that we don't want to see too much of here in the final 5:38.
From your lips to our truck's ears in there as we should get back into the huddle. You're right. But again, great shots from our camera ops upstairs. Not the best day to be a camera operator today, not the best day to be a photog, but our camera folks are just the absolutely best here on CTN's Game of the Week. We've got Francesca Capcut McConney out there, Tim Katsumi Nagai up above us, and Ryan Not Afraid of the Weather Smith doing just the Lord's work on camera. Thank you all for bringing these amazing images, sending those into the truck where we've got Mitch the Keybringer Mazer on audio and graphics, and of course Rod the Boss Cross is our director, and just a little bit of everything in there. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin Bryant. Thank you for watching this one here, and we still got a lot of action left, Kev.
Yeah, and that timeout was needed for the River Rats. You could see them jumping up for joy right there in front of us. They are re-energized, and they definitely needed that little bit of a break because, again, this fourth quarter started with going back to the third quarter, and then Martinez had to stop the ball again for the second end of the third quarter before we got into the fourth period, and the River Rats have not been able to manage any type of rush or attack. Now that they've gained possession, it looks like Coach Cho decided to use her timeout to really set up her offense.
So the River Rats are going to try to push in, but a great job forechecking there by the Eagles. Nonetheless, ahead one-handed coming up the right side. Eagles trying to put a stopper on the Rats, but easier said than done before that bounce pass scooches right by. I think that was Cho maybe?
Yeah, and that was Beach on the attack, and I love the way she put it into one hand because you don't have to cradle if you have one hand on the cross. You can just keep running and almost, keeping your defender at a bay with your offhand.
Yeah, with that left hand, you almost put the Heisman on her, right? Just left hand away and just give me that little bit of space. Saw Vetter now, goal scorer earlier in the game, now holding court.
This is who I want to see with it, right here.
Lacey Delp, she's your shooter. Gets into the middle, sidearm, and good. Lacey Delp. The 9th goal now for the River Rats, and the Eagles hold only a 1-goal lead as of right now. Good timeout.
I think everything that was said during that break came to fruition if you're a River Rats fan, and the one person you definitely didn't want to see with the ball in your hand if you're an Eagles fan is Delp. That's her 3rd goal on the night, and she knew exactly what she wanted to do with it. It looks like she kind of injured herself a little. She's doing a little bit of stretching down there on the field by the 30 and doing some whispering to one of her teammates before the action got going.
Yeah, the stretch and the confab down there with her fellow defender.
We talked about the communication as a key.
And now the River Rats come out with that one and going to try to press this attack. Cho working it in, trying to just keep her head down. Gets it to Lacey Delp. Delp into the middle, spins to her right, trying to find even an inch of space, but this Eagle defense does a great job of not giving anything up, and a save by Lavery.
Oh, and I thought that was going to be a penalty on the Eagles, but no, they called it against incidental contact, I believe. Nobody can catch this young lady.
No, Arocha. And not only can they not catch her, but she's just bouncing off of this myriad of attacks from the River Rats. Bounces off of one player, bounces off another player, goes inside when everybody thinks she's going to the wing.
Huron's going to gain possession on this play, and they definitely need to get the ball into their zone quickly.
Corlai Lopez again, trying to spin through the middle, but snuck away by those Eagle middies.
A little bit too much of contact there by Beach.
Rocha goes up for it, but can't come down with it. Instead, they'll just leave it on the turf before another whistle, and it's going to be River Rat ball.
Oh, that was a questionable call there. It looked like that ball was loose. And they're going to reset that one and give the River Rats a clean start.
I heard free possession. That was
Had to be. Wow, look at that. Took some contact upstairs. Still going forward, though.
Cho cuts forward. Vetter stepping up near the 20. The River Rats only down 1. They can be patient and wait for the shot that they need. We saw this is what we saw those first 5 minutes of that first period.
Exactly. No one actually they're trying to open up a cutting lane, and Delp didn't like that one, so she'll reset herself.
Yeah, Delp made a feint in, but nothing open, so takes it back out, goes into the middle, waiting for a player like Cho to maybe make a move.
Or even just giving the ball away to get it back. Let's see if she gains possession back, Delp.
Maybe try a little give and go action here.
Exactly. Cho really directing the action now.
Vetter cutting out in front of her. Delp trying to move forward with a little bit of a head of steam. I like that. Delp spins to her right before running into 2 defenders, one of them being Gabby Arocha.
I looked at Lopez coming into the action, but could not get her a clean pass. And that's going to be a turnover. Oh, that was a scary pass. Good defense there by the River Rats, keeping it into their zone.
Delp back over to Vetter. Vetter trying to make something happen to her right, trying to put a move on Arocha, but Arocha is just consummately in front of her. Just can't. There's just nothing you can do about it.
Oh, big call here. Big call here.
And we're going to have a free shot for the Rats. Is that going to be Sequoia Vetter taking this one?
Oh, boy. This is going to be a big one. You know that she can put some steam on her shot.
There's Vetter, puts it through and ties this one up with 1:19 to go here in the 4th period.
Huge penalty taken there by Arocha. Set up that free shot there by Vetter. And Vetter does an awesome job of putting it in a net. Her 3rd goal on the night, Nick.
And no bigger moment than right there. The spotlight's literally shining on her with 1:19 to go. And took the shot, put it exactly where it needed to be.
It's big for this Huron team with only 1 win on the season, coming in and playing like they haven't lost all year long.
Crazy important face-off upcoming here. Arocha and Coralie Lopez, no one gaining possession right off of it before the Eagles now have it. 1:12 to go here in the 4th, and of course Gabby Arocha comes up with this.
Oh, look at all the traffic she's gaining attention from the River Rat defenders.
Senior midfielder sends it out to number 16, Evelyn Shannon.
Under a minute.
Shannon working that cross, keeping it high, and we've got a whistle. Shannon continues to move forward, sends that one off to Turf. Turf holding the cross high, waiting for somebody to probably cut through the middle of that.
Look at this
That
guy.
is wide open before it cuts through the middle, misses to the left.
Bad
Molly
dash.
Greenberg.
That's going to stay Skyline ball with 30 seconds left.
Now it's 28. Clock moving down. Tie game here. 4th period.
I
We've
think
got
we call a
another
timeout.
whistle.
We got a timeout coming for the Eagles, right?
It would make sense. This is the perfect place for the timeout, right?
I
If
would
you've
think
got
so.
possession, you call the timeout, you draw up that play. Even if your playbook is a little shorter, you're going to get the shot that you want in theory.
And you definitely want to get the ball to Arocha, right?
Oh, my goodness, yes. Turf holding now. Spins out into the middle. A couple of River Rats in front of her. Turf has got to be keeping a close eye on that clock. 14 seconds to go. Finds Schreiberg. Schreiberg, though, runs into a mess of defense before she scoops it off the turf. Freiburg just trying to maintain position. There's Arocha, gets it with 2 seconds left. She cuts in, she's got the time. She sends it in, and
no goal.
They're calling no goal. Arocha did her darndest to hustle in and get that one away, but that will be tied ball game going to the end of regulation.
I didn't want this one to end, so I called it at the beginning of the game. I said, we'll never, ever, ever, ever go into overtime here. And what do?
Overtime. Electric atmosphere down here at Holloway Field. Riveret's doing a really good job of having those players out in front. And here comes Lamb with it. Cuts through 2 players. Whistle.
We're going to get a penalty shot now.
From the 8-meter arc, number 7, Maggie Lamb.
This is exactly who we were talking about. This is exactly who you want to have the ball if you're the Pioneers. And it's the last person you want to have it in their cross if you're Huron.
We can see her. She's anxious. She's ready to go.
Sophie Lee, stone-like waiting. Gets low, but that one finds the net. Maggie Lamb, one more time, wins this one. Gets the good guys home victory. Triple overtime, sudden death. Maggie Lamb, can't say enough about it. Might as well do some sudden death, yeah? Well, actually, this isn't sudden death. This is just free lacrosse.
Yeah, extra time. We don't know exactly if we're going to go 1, 2, maybe 3 periods, but we're learning on the fly here. At least I am.
So I'll just go ahead and throw this out there. But this is what we think might happen, is we'll have a 3-minute period full on, then we'll switch sides and do another 3 minutes. And if the game is still tied after that second 3-minute period, then there's a 5 or 6 minute sudden death period. But we've definitely got 6 more minutes coming up. And that is more than enough for both of these squads, and another save right there for Tegan Martinez. Martinez off to the races, gets chucked by one player into Arocha, does not face her even in the least before Spinaroonie backhand pass. I love Tegan Martinez.
Wow, look at this collision
here.
here. Big collision in the midfield. Dealt this down on the ground.
And it just feels like that whole situation of chaos started with Tegan Martinez coming out.
Yeah, and Martinez, she's fearless coming out of the cage with that, and definitely took it in until Arocha made her give up the ball.
Yeah, is she fearless? Does she just not know any better? Maybe she not hear her coach screaming at her?
Good to be young.
I don't know. Yeah, that's right. But I'm here for it because it's entertaining. All right, Eagles now trying to work their way into this first overtime period. Of course, Gabby Arocha from the point.
And these are going to be quick. We're already under 2 minutes now.
Turf now trying to keep an eye before she gets a little chuck. This is a physical overtime. It's not even the fact that they're playing a little bit more. It feels like everybody's got a little axe to grind now.
Yeah, nobody wants to, after playing this long, go away with the L.
No, you don't want to put this much effort in and go home with your shoulders slumped.
This is the person you need to find the ball to. Arocha is the one that has been doing everything for the Eagles tonight. 6 goals, 7 points.
But the Riverettes doing a great job of staying in front of her and staying in front of everybody. This defense, well, if they're tired, it doesn't show because they're doing a great job of marking their players and not letting anybody cut in and through. Granted, this might not be the ideal setup for the Eagles, but the Riverettes are stymieing them.
And you really don't need to waste all your gas here in this first overtime period if you're going to go multiple overtime periods.
And there we go, finally making a cut forward, and that one goes in. Juliana Bailey, her first goal of the night, comes up at just the right time for the Eagles.
Bailey, the defenseman, getting into the action on the goal there. And maybe because all eyes are usually on Arocha, that Bailey could sneak in there coming from the opposite side of the field to get in on the scoring action.
Yeah, when you've got a player like Arocha, if you just move a little bit to one direction or the other, you know you're going to get at least a lean from those defenders. And that's where Bailey came in and puts her team ahead, the senior defender, Juliana Bailey. And the Eagles come up with it again. 30 seconds left. They are feeling really good about where they're at in this spot until the whistle.
Still going to keep possession are the Eagles. And now they can play a little keep away going into the final overtime period.
There's Bailey, though. She trying to just chuck away from the defender marking her. Arocha, same thing, waiting, ever so patient. Only 5 seconds left before she makes her move in. So quick before she finds in, hits the net. Gabby Arocha with 0.7 to go.
0.7, goal 7. I mean, Arocha kind of took a glance back over her shoulder with about 10 seconds on the clock, counted it down in her head, so she was making sure that she was going to be the final person, or the team was going to be the final team with the ball before the ending of this first overtime period.
Well, and it felt like it was less than 10 seconds, too. I did not think she had enough time to cut in and take that shot, especially where she released from. Just so quick as Gabby Arocha.
Now just fling this one, a towel in the air. And I think the Eagles thought they won this one, but it's actually just going to be a switching of the halves.
Yeah, there we go. Now, yeah, we see. Yeah. Head official Matt Foley switching them up, telling everybody, you go over there, you go over there. We've got 3 minutes left. So not an insurmountable deficit for the River Rats, but, man, they have got to get after it.
And, it behooves them that they have a goalkeeper that likes to come out of the cage with the ball, because once that ball is stopped on an Arocha shot, I'm just calling my shot, Martinez can trigger the offense by taking it all the way upfield.
Yeah, right you are. Having Martinez in there and her braveness, her courage with that ball, you're exactly right.
Now the Eagles can definitely play with the clock now that they gain possession, up by 2 goals.
And we saw a really aggressive River Rat team coming out of the third period into the fourth period. You've got to think that their defense has got to be doing the same thing. I know you might feel a little deflated down 2, but this is the time to dig deep and be extra aggressive.
And it's tough on the River Rats. This is their 4th or 5th match of the season, and they haven't played too many of them when it's dark out. The lights are on out there on the field, but some of their games have begun at 5:30. One of them began at 6 o'clock, so this is a little different territory for the River Rats, even in overtime as well.
Yeah, it's always a different way to prepare, and it's so odd sometimes with the different start times in these spring sports. Because you want to keep the same routine, but it's just impossible when you're playing at different times, just like you said.
Checking my notes, it looked like Skyline, they did play an overtime game earlier this year, but they fell to the Pioneers.
And that ball scoots near to the hill. 1:52 to go here in this second overtime period. That one bounces off Martinez's cross. I wonder if she was already thinking about getting up the field.
Her feet were a little bit ahead of her hands there on that play, and that was big because now Skyline can take a lot of time off of this clock.
Now the Eagles holding possession.
Eagles really have the advantage, too, with the scoreboard in front of them. They can really see what's on the clock.
Gabby Arocha getting a little bit of the business from the River Rats. Arocha, though, still with strength in her legs, fleet of foot, keeping more than just a stutter step. She's got a nice jog, and she can put it on at any second. There she is, turning it back around.
Again, she's playing it back. She's not even trying to press the action right now because possession of the ball is really key. Kind of taking some time off the clock here. Under a minute to play. Eagles still haven't unleashed any kind of effort at the net, keeping it really a good 15 yards away from the cage. And that's who you really want to have with the ball right there is Arocha. Arocha can come in and still, with her speed, bring defenders to her and find the open man just to knock off more time off the clock. We're down to 35 on the clock. Ball behind the cage. Tariff there with it. She scored 3 goals on the night. Under 15 seconds. The River Rats are really not doing the aggressive play you would think they would do to try to dislodge that ball out of the cross. And Arocha knows now this game is hers, and she'll probably be joining our friend Nick out on the pitch after this team runs down and celebrates with their keeper for the big victory for the Skyline Eagles as they take the overtime victory over the crosstown rival Huron River Rats. Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our, let's see who Nick will find and we'll choose to be our key player of the game.
Down here on the field, Kevin, after the overtime with Gabby Arocha and everybody from the Eagles. First of all, Gabby, you guys started out slow, down 2-0. What did it mean to plug away and get past that lead?
I mean, we knew that we had it in us. We wanted this more, and we just had to amp it up and, you know, work on our passing and our ground balls, and that's exactly what we did. So.
As a senior, how do you lead this group going into overtime?
You know, we got to be focused, but we know what we want, and just focusing on, you know, the basics, but also working hard and just getting the W, I guess.
And it's your name on that key, but that was a big win for the entire team. Tell me a little bit about what this one means with an overtime victory.
I know, like, this was a game we went into, and we were hungry for this win, and you know, it's a great matchup. They're a great team, and you saw that here tonight. And you know, we just worked really hard for this, and you know, I think what we got is what we deserve. So, yeah.
Huge win tonight for the Eagles. Kevin, back to you.
Even a player, after winning the key, was just gracious, giving her teammates all the kudos. Gabby Arocha scored 7 goals on the night and the definitive one in overtime to be our key player of the game as the Skyline Eagles are on a heater. That's their 3rd win in a row and over their crosstown rival, the Huron River Rats. So I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight on our overtime match here at the Eagles Nest as the Skyline Eagles come away with the 12-10 win. Give us a thumbs up on this one, folks. It was a great one.